minutes or however long you've been with us. We've got Ashley Lushinsky and Ashley Grell from the AmeriCorps GreenCorps program, Minnesota GreenCorps, here to talk with us this morning, and they're going to introduce themselves. And wow, themselves is a word. And then we'll go ahead and let them get started. So thanks for joining us this morning. Floor is yours.
Awesome. Thanks, Fox. And thanks everyone for being here. And thanks for inviting us. This is going to be super fun. We're really excited to be here. We are the Ashleys. I'll let Ashley out introduce herself. But my name is Ashley Grell. I use she, her pronouns. I am an associate coordinator with the Minnesota GreenCorps program. I've been in my role for just over a year and a half now. I focus on member and host site recruitment, as well as being the liaison to our alumni association. I am an alum of the program myself. I served in 2016, 2017 at a nonprofit in East St. Paul called Urban Roots. And prior to this, I was working for the Step Up program in Minneapolis, so have had several years of workforce development experience. And I will pass it to my colleague, Ashley.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Ashley Lushinsky. I use she, her pronouns. I'm also one of the coordinators with the Minnesota GreenCorps program. I've been in my role for just over a year now, and my main focuses are on member onboarding, member training, member benefits, and then just kind of day-to-day operations of the program as well. I'm not an alum of the program, but I was a team leader for AmeriCorps and CCC, and then worked with AmeriCorps seniors programs for about 6.5 years prior to joining the Minnesota GreenCorps team. So lots of AmeriCorps experience, but very happy to be here, and thanks for joining us.
Awesome. And I will just introduce our other team members. We are a team of 5 full-time staff. Unfortunately, not everyone's name is Ashley. So we have Candace McElroy, who does program leadership and grant management. So she is really the one who is making kind of those larger programmatic decisions for us, or at least having a lot of say in those programmatic decisions. And then Andrew Miller and Caleb Montgomery are both site management and member/supervisor support program staff. So for our 2025-2026 program year, Andrew will be supporting our community readiness and outreach topic area, as well as our energy conservation and green transportation topic area. And then Caleb will be supporting our stormwater and forestry topic area, as well as our waste reduction and recycling topic area. So I'll talk more about our topic areas in a minute, but Andrew, Caleb, and myself are all alum of the Minnesota GreenCorps program. And then as Ashley mentioned, she and Candace are both AmeriCorps alum. So I know at the state we have, I think, a few different AmeriCorps alums. So if you're an AmeriCorps alum yourself, please pop in the chat. Let us know what program you served with, what year. We would love to hear about that. So yeah, again, thank you for having us. We're so excited to share more about the Minnesota GreenCorps program. We're going to cover our program details, dive deeper into our water quality improvement accomplishments and initiatives, talk through some project highlights, and then open up the conversation to discuss future opportunities, as well as answer any questions that you might have. So some of you might be familiar with AmeriCorps, but I wanted to make sure that we're all on the same page just by providing some additional context. So AmeriCorps is a network of local, state, and national service programs that connects more than 200,000 Americans each year in intensive service to meet our country's critical needs in education, public safety, health, and of course, the environment. The Minnesota GreenCorps program is a state of Minnesota AmeriCorps program that is coordinated by the Minnesota Pollution Control Agency, designed to help preserve and protect Minnesota's environment while training a new generation of environmental professionals. Our program started in 2009, so we just wrapped up our 16th year of programming on Tuesday, which was very exciting. So Minnesota GreenCorps members work on projects that improve the environment and strengthen communities while also gaining green job skills and networking with environmental professionals. Members serve at 58 host sites across the state of Minnesota. We have grown in the past few years. So in 2023-2024, we hosted 47 members. This past program year, we hosted 58, and then we will be hosting 58 members again for the 2025-2026 program year. And as I mentioned, members serve throughout the whole state of Minnesota. So Minnesota GreenCorps host site partners include government agencies, tribal nations, school districts, higher education institutions, and nonprofit organizations, as well as watershed districts and soil and water conservation districts. The Minnesota GreenCorps program prioritizes projects in greater Minnesota with tribal nations and then areas overburdened by pollution. And then we do have several roles that may be located in, say, the metro area, but do focus on statewide initiatives as well. Our members commit to a full-time 11-month service term. This year, or this upcoming year, it will start October 8th and then end in early September. Most members serve about 40 hours per week and must complete a total of 1,700 hours during their term of service. Members serve in one of our 4 topic areas, and those topic areas include community readiness and outreach, energy conservation and green transportation, stormwater and forestry, or waste reduction and recycling. These topic area names have gone through several iterations over the years. So when I was a member, my topic area was called Green Living. So I think these are a little more straightforward, but still wanted to provide some examples of what members in these topic areas might focus on. So in community readiness and outreach, members provide outreach, education, and assistance to residents, students, and/or community organizations or public entities to raise understanding and increase the use of best practices. In energy conservation and green transportation, members decrease building and vehicle energy use through benchmarking assessment, engagement, and implementation of conservation and efficiency measures, encourage the transition to clean energy sources for public building, operations, and vehicles. And in stormwater and forestry, members implement stormwater and forestry best practices to improve water quality in public lands through activities such as rain garden maintenance, erosion control, invasive species removal, and native plantings. They also assist in collecting, managing, and analyzing data by inventorying and assessing stormwater best management practices, chloride sources and concentrations, and trees and forest health. And then finally, in waste reduction and recycling, members support efforts to incorporate the framework of sustainable materials management into programs by providing education and implementation of waste reduction, recycling, prevention of wasted food, and composting and organics management. So I'll pass it over to Ashley, who will talk more about specific activities members perform to improve water quality.
Thanks, Ashley. So as Ashley alluded to, these are all activities that the stormwater and forestry members may partake in during their 11-month service term to focus on improving water quality. So Ashley mentioned a couple of these, but I'll just go over them. This is not an all-encompassing list either. This is just a few examples. But inventorying or assessing stormwater BMPs, implementing or maintaining green stormwater infrastructure practices such as rain gardens. So that can be installing rain gardens, it can be maintaining rain gardens, doing maintenance or updates to the rain gardens, bioswales, buffers, improving public land by clearing natural debris and planting resilient plants and trees and removing invasive species, developing or updating stormwater forest management plans, pest management plans, invasive species management plans, identifying local chloride sources and management strategies, and providing outreach, education, and guidance on proper salt education application. So this, a lot of members may do low salt, no salt trainings, or just promoting low salt, no salt trainings, and then educating youth and adults on environmental best practices, and mobilizing community volunteers on environmental projects in general. And all of those activities have an impact. So on the next slide, we'll talk about some accomplishments that members typically have in a year. This is cumulative, so all members kind of in that stormwater focus area are doing stormwater focused tasks and what they accomplish throughout 1 year in the Minnesota GreenCorps program that are related to water quality. So some examples include conducting 375 hours of water quality monitoring, assessing 185 stormwater BMPs, planting 1,500 trees, inventorying 5,000 trees, improving 75 acres of public land, educating 10,000 youth and adults on environmental best practices, and mobilizing 1,000 community members in environmental projects. And I will note that Typically every year we do have a handful of members who do support chloride reduction specifically. So that could be, 8 to 10 members who have chloride in their activities. And like I said, that can focus on providing low salt, no salt trainings, just promoting those trainings, running those trainings. Sometimes we've had members who have participated in helping coordinate and do the logistics or running those trainings as well. And then we just want to highlight a handful of projects that members have done in the past as well that have related to water quality improvement. So in 2018-2019, member Yordi served with Metro Blooms, and they helped connect youth, property owners, and renters in affordable housing communities to green spaces by providing education and implementing stormwater best practices. So some of the activities they accomplished or did during their service term: inventory stormwater BMPs and conduct and upload data from assessments, implement BMPs with volunteers. They removed invasive plants, planted natives, installed rain gardens, retrofitted boulevards, and then they also mobilized volunteers to conduct outreach and stormwater education, including at neighborhood block parties and volunteer planting events. And then they also created an environmental justice training tool, which focused on engaging underserved watershed stakeholders. And then that same year, 2018-2019, member Kate served with the City of Rogers, and they focused on improving stormwater quality through chloride reduction, stormwater reuse, and native vegetation plantings. So kind of some tasks that they did during their year: conducting salt use audit, analyze baseline data, establish guidance documents and tracking tools, and implement modifications. They also refined educational resources and conducted outreach on water softeners, and then also created outreach materials to educate landowners on plantings and tree care. They also developed forestry management plans, engaged volunteers in invasive removals and native planting projects, and established demonstration sites. And then in 2023-2024, member Ashley did serve at the Minnesota Zoo, and they advanced the conservation of natural resources by establishing an invasive species management plan, implementing a water monitoring program, identifying solutions to reduce salt use, leveraging volunteer networks, and conducting outreach. So they created a tree inventory, documenting tree diseases and invasive species, and also developed a 5-year plan to introduce more climate-resilient trees at the zoo campus. They also evaluated water monitoring protocols, support baseline water quality data collection, and made recommendations to improve vegetation maintenance around water bodies to improve erosion and filtration. And then they coordinated a smart salt training, assessed salt use, and developed recommendations for a 3-year plan to reduce salt use, and implemented efforts to better engage zoo volunteers in natural resource management projects. And one of the cool things with this is, even though our members typically only serve 11 months, our sites sometimes come back year after year. And so Minnesota Zoo has been a long-time partner. And this last year, we had member Evie, and she continued a lot of this work that Ashley started in 23-24. And so these projects don't typically just end when a member's service term ends. Typically, they do continue on. So I know Evie continued the water monitoring this year, and they really grew that volunteer engagement with the natural resource management projects, and continued doing the smart salt trainings, even to tabling at the zoo about smart salting for zoo visitors. So it's always fun to see kind of how the projects progress and continue year after year. And then lastly, the last project that we're going to highlight was from this last year as well. So Ramsey, Washington Metro Watershed District, member Cooper reduced stormwater pollutants in areas with impaired waters and developed resilient ecosystems through community-focused outreach and education. So he developed communication materials to educate residents on the impacts of chloride pollution, water-friendly yard practices, stormwater reuse, and yard waste disposal. And then he also planned and hosted online webinars, tabled at events, conducted community engagement meetings with community leaders, and implemented pop-up activities on water quality. He did also develop a pilot program with water resource champions to educate their own communities about water-friendly practices. And then, as Ashley mentioned, one of the main goals of the Minnesota GreenCorps program is professional development and helping to develop the next generation of environmental professionals. So what are some ways that we do that? We do that through, one of the main ways is through our training curriculum and mentorship. So each year, our GreenCorps members attend a 3-day orientation to kick off their year, and then they have quarterly trainings, which are typically 2 to 3 days long throughout the year as well. These trainings typically focus on general environmental and climate information, community engagement, and technical training. So one day of each of these trainings is dedicated to topic area trainings, where each topic area has the training that they can really dive deep into the technical components of the activities that they may be doing. These typically have a field component, so they're getting out into the field, meeting with other organizations or other partners that are in the community working on similar work. And then as they move through the year, some of the later trainings focus more on life after GreenCorps and preparing them for the next steps with things like resume tips and workshops, mock interviews, career panels, and more. And then, as we mentioned, each member also gets a $600 training budget that can be used towards trainings, attending conferences, or gaining certificates. Some sites will have specific trainings or conferences in mind for the member to participate in, as it directly relates to the service activities that they're doing. But most are pretty flexible and let the member decide what interests them most or what would benefit them most in the long run as well. And then each member is also paired with a mentor for the entire year. We typically try to match members on their service activities with mentors who have subject matter expertise in those areas. That way the mentor can not only guide professional development, but can also assist with the technical questions or challenges that a member may face. And then Ashley's going to talk more about kind of the alumni piece of that too.
Yeah, so our members build a great network during their time of service, and we collectively work together to find and send job postings as their term of service is ending. So around 60% of our members do end up finding a green job after service, while around 20% end up going to graduate school, typically for an environmentally focused subject. And then 10% serve another AmeriCorps term. So we do have quite a few of our members who want to do second terms with the Minnesota GreenCorps program, either at their same host site so that they can continue the projects that they were working on for their first 11 months of service, or sometimes they want to experience a different topic area or a different site. Or some members want to try out a different AmeriCorps program as well. And then around 7% of our members end up securing other employment, so may not necessarily be environmentally focused. And then around 3% end up traveling after their service term, which is great. Members often find roles as sustainability coordinators, educators, foresters, environmental specialists, or recycling coordinators. And last year, we launched our Alumni Association, which has over 160 members across different program years. We tap into this alumni network to help support with our member and host site recruitment efforts, support members at training by giving workshops, presentations, or sitting on panels, and also by being directly involved as mentors, supervisors, and topic leads. So in the 2024-2025 program year, we had over 30 alumni who were directly involved in the program in these roles. We, as an alumni association, we have an alumni association board. We also have different committees. So we work on hosting networking events, which include things like speed networking, happy hours, doing like river walks and hikes. We also manage a few different social media channels. So that is where we end up posting jobs as well for not only our recent graduates, but also for anyone in the Alumni Association who might be looking for that next step. And then one alumni we wanted to kind of focus on was actually a supervisor in the 2025-2026 or 2024-2025 program year. Brett, so he during his term served with Ramsey County Metro Watershed District in 2011-2012 in the stormwater and forestry topic area. He now works for 9 Mile Creek Watershed District and does project and planning management as a manager. And as I mentioned, he supervised our member Claire at that site this past program year. And regarding the Minnesota GreenCorps program, he said Minnesota GreenCorps is a great way to gain valuable experience in the environmental field. Service allowed me to complete meaningful work, boost my resume, and open the door for future job opportunities. So then to kind of wrap up our part of the presentation, we wanted to talk about how you can support our program. We are seeking mentors for the 2025-2026 program year. So as Ashley mentioned, mentors meet with their members once a month and provide insights and guidance on career paths, help navigate challenges, and also offer overall professional advice and support. We're also seeking topic leads for energy conservation and green transportation and community readiness and outreach topic areas. Our topic leads co-facilitate monthly virtual topic area calls to hear what members are working on and help troubleshoot technical challenges. They also plan and execute 4 topic area trainings throughout the year, one of those being virtual. And we'd be happy to discuss further what these positions entail, so please reach out to us if you're interested. We typically open our host site application in January, and we love help spreading the word during that application timeline as well. And then if you have any thoughts or suggestions on community need, sorry, I'm like totally in the wrong part of this presentation, Ashley. You should have just like stopped me.
You're good. If the mentor and the topic lead felt fitting, so I was gonna let you
So
go.
you're like,
but
yeah, this is.
But we do want to just talk about what this next program year is gonna look like. So as some of you may be aware, or maybe not, but the last program year, 24-25, has had a few hiccups in it. So in April, we did receive notice that our AmeriCorps grant was terminated. And then due to a preliminary injunction, it was reinstated in June. And then after that, we did find out that we received full AmeriCorps funding for the next year. So that's where we are looking for support, which we'll get back into. But with that kind of funding notification, we did post for a full class of 58 members. That closed on August 6th, so last week. We're currently conducting interviews throughout August and we'll be making offers in September. Since our award notification was delayed this year, we are working on a shorter recruitment selection timeline and also had the year pushed back about 3 weeks. So typically we start in mid-September. This year we'll be starting in early October. Other than that, though, the upcoming year is going to look pretty similar to previous years. So member term and benefits is going to be the same. There'll still be full-time AmeriCorps members for 11 months or 1,700 hours. Like we said, we're going to kick off the year on October 8th. We're going to go through September 4th, 2026. Members are still going to receive a stipend of $1,150 every 2 weeks. They'll have access to health insurance, the member assistance program, which includes free mental health counseling, an education award, and loan forbearance, in addition to the professional development pieces that we mentioned a couple slides ago. So with those 58 members, there'll be 58 host site partners, which were selected back in April. We'll have 15 community readiness and outreach members, 14 energy conservation, green transportation members, 16 stormwater and forestry members, 13 waste reduction and recycling members. Stormwater and forestry is typically the most highly sought after topic area for members and sites as well. And then this year we'll have 40% of our sites that will either be based in or serving greater Minnesota. And then with kind of that information, you can imagine the last 5 months has presented us with a lot of challenges, but also a lot of opportunities. So we've spent some time trying to focus on where the program is headed in order to continue long-term program operations. So I'm just going to share briefly some opportunities and challenges that we faced over the last year. And then we're hoping to kind of use this to jump into a more interactive portion of our time together. So briefly, some of the challenges that we faced include budget uncertainties, as many programs are facing right now, both at the state and federal level. AmeriCorps priority areas change with every administration, but this administration is a sharp contrast to the last. And then many AmeriCorps staff went through a reduction in force, which left kind of a lack of capacity as well. Those staff are supposed to be returning to work by the end of September, so hopefully that will ease some of the capacity issues there. Being a large state agency has its benefit, but it also comes with some challenges. So that includes just being slow to respond to things that are happening and having to go through multiple levels of leadership for any decisions to be made, and just being risk adverse in general, which is not a bad thing on any things. It just rises some challenges that we faced. Lack of precedent. The challenges that we've seen in the last 5 months have never happened in the history of the GreenCorps program in the last 16 years, let alone in the history of AmeriCorps in the last 30 years. So a lot of things were unknown. We had no idea how they were going to play out. Difficult to diversify funding portfolio. I'm going to come back to that as an opportunity as well. And then time constraint. With so much happening, it was hard to do or think about anything proactively. It was a lot of just reacting to constantly changing information. And then on the flip side of that, we've had a lot of opportunities in the last year too. So we continue to advance the Minnesota community level climate progress and increase our impact. We have wonderful partners, and we've been able to strengthen partnerships with other state agencies like DNR, MDH, Bowser, MDA, and MnDOT. We've been able to explore different funding streams, which has been a challenge, and typically is a lengthy process and takes a lot of time, but we'd love to continue pursuing some of these options like interagency agreements, partner support, grants, and donations. And then the big one that we're going to focus on is we've been exploring different program models and focus areas. So looking at our start and end term dates, the duration of the program, and we've even talked about adding a more rural water quality focus to the program as well. And then in general, continue to deepen relationship with community partners. So with that, exploring different program models, we would love to have kind of a broader conversation with you all and kind of open this up to gaining feedback and just having conversations about our biggest opportunities, which is exploring different program models and focus areas. And, you know, I'm sure you all have ideas or feedback you may have as subject matter experts in water quality and water programming. So some of the general questions we have, or you can feel free to chip in on or answer, is what water quality programming opportunities do you all see? What does the program design look like? Is there a particular community need or priority area? Who could be potential partners with us? Are there potential funding resources? And then just a couple things to keep in mind with all of that. Some of our parameters as an AmeriCorps program include term length, be as short as the summer, or it could be as long as our current 11-month service term. Most of our members are straight out of college, so they have an educational background, but may not have a ton of hands-on experience. So what training would be needed to have them implement these tasks? And we do want the activities to be meaningful and focused on their hands-on tasks or capacity building initiatives. And then lastly, We're a data-driven organization and program, so we want the results to be measurable. So what might some of those look like? So kind of with that, I'm going to turn it over, hopefully, to you all. If you have any feedback, if you have questions or comments, feel free to chime in those too, whether it's in the chat or coming off mute. But we'd really like to just have some time to kind of interact and get some feedback from you all. Amy, we have surveyed participating organizations. I don't know if we do it every year. I don't think we did it this last year, but we have surveyed some of the organizations that have participated in the past, yes.
Could you share some of their feedback that they gave, or what kinds of things they were seeing that they would like to see?
I do not have that information at the top of my fingertips, mostly because I think those were surveyed before my time at GreenCorps. Ashley G, do you have any knowledge of what feedback was given previously?
I do not, but we can find out.
Yeah, and then so we can get back to you, Amy. We don't have a great answer for you right now. And then I see Kevin is asking about serving as a topic lead and what that entails. So we, as Ashley G kind of did mention, we are looking for topic leads for the community readiness and outreach topic area and the energy conservation green transportation topic area. The topic leads do, as Ashley kind of responded, they co-facilitate monthly virtual topic area calls to hear what members are working on, help troubleshoot technical challenges. But the biggest thing is they help plan and execute 4 topic area trainings throughout the year. One of those is virtual, but they do typically involve a field trip, so coordinating those logistics, and then just answering any questions that members may have throughout the year that are related specifically to that topic area and subject matter expertise.
Hello, good morning. This is Kevin McDonald in Armad. I work with the Ashleys and others. And I was wondering, Ashleys, if you could maybe if you have a thought or two about how Minnesota GreenCorps service might sync up with other things going on, across the state. Maybe there's a watershed project going on in a certain watershed, and maybe there's an opportunity to, kind of intentionally encourage an organization to apply for a Green Corps member in the upcoming year. Or maybe there's a grant that, the MPCA or somebody else has awarded to an organization, and are there examples of how a Green Corps member might be able to help not apply for those funds, because there are certain limitations to that, but to help implement the funds that have been awarded? So thanks for being with us this morning.
Yeah, Ashley, I can start, and then if you want to add in. So yeah, there's a few different things Kevin mentioned there. So we do have a lot of what our Green Corps members do is capacity building. And so it's really looking at, are there projects at sites that maybe have been on the back burner for a long time that sites want to complete, but maybe just like have not had the staff capacity to do that. We see that a lot with not just in our community readiness and outreach topic area, but with community outreach in general seems to be a big one. Or maybe there are projects they're already doing that they just need a little bit more capacity on as well to accomplish more or do it in a more efficient time period. But as Kevin mentioned, another way that Green Corps members or hosting Green Corps members can be really great is if you're seeing grant opportunities and you're like, I want to implement this project, but again, don't have the staff capacity or don't have the ability to add staff capacity. I know it can be really challenging, especially in government, to just try to add a staff member to a team. So we do see a lot of our host sites who will apply for grants, receive grant funding, and then opt to apply for a Minnesota Green Corps member to carry out that project. And that is really kind of what the program is meant for. It is meant to be, again, 11 months, not full-time, adding capacity in those kind of shorter term instances. And then also we've had host sites, or I should say other sites where there could be other things going on. So if they have like a really short-term thing or a short-term project, and they're like, hosting a member for 11 months, we don't have enough projects for them to do for a whole 11-month period. They might partner with an established host site organization, and that member might be able to kind of help another organization with that, if that makes sense. So I know for this upcoming year, we have a Lindale Neighborhood Association who will be hosting a member in the waste reduction and recycling topic area. They partner with other neighborhood associations in Minneapolis, and so that member will have the opportunity to add support to some of those other neighborhood associations as well. And then on a really, really short-term basis, if there's like a big event that you're hosting that you're looking for volunteers for, members earn hours in many different ways. And so a way that they can earn hours in addition to serving at their host site is they can earn what's called civic engagement hours, which is basically volunteering in any capacity at any organization. And so if you're ever like, I'm hosting an event and really I'm looking for volunteers for this, it's a great opportunity for them to network and also gain skills in areas that maybe aren't exactly what they're doing at their host site. So those are kind of some things I'm seeing. Ashley, I don't know if you have anything else to add to that.
I think you hit the majority, the main points. Any other questions, comments, feedback from anyone? Yeah, Amy.
Yeah, I'll just add, so I think one of the opportunities that, and you're probably already talking to Bowser, but to kind of link up with Bowser, they have WBIF, so watershed-based implementing funding. And so a lot of the SWCDs are gonna have this additional funding that they might need help, with the programs and stuff. So that would be my other like connection that I'm sure you're already talking to, but if you're not, that would be a good area.
Yeah, that's a great suggestion. I know we've had some conversations with Bowser. I don't know if it's been directly related to that piece, Amy, but I think, definitely a great suggestion. So thank you. Kevin asked how much interest is there to potentially serve through Minnesota GreenCorps? Is our supply of opportunities matched with demand? Yeah, I would say so. So this year, when we launched host site recruitment, which Ashley G can jump in on if I get these numbers wrong, but when we did host site recruitment at the beginning of the year that launched in January, we saw one of the highest ever application rates for organizations wanting to host a Green Corps member. So getting it down to 58 was actually really difficult. So we know the community need is there in all topic areas and on many different in different realms of environmental work. So we definitely know that the community need is there. And then with applications just closing last week, I don't know if it was the highest, but one of the highest probably application response rates for members as well. So very busy with interviews right now, but it's great, great to see that there's still a lot of interest in the program, and that there's a lot of continued environmental interest out there. Nice, that's good to see. So the Boys and Girls Twin Cities Environmental Center, Andrea said that the summer camp they volunteer at rents out the facility, and it's been really cool to see the projects that they've done. I know they've done some native gardens out there, and other projects as well. So great to see that that's noticeable.
Good morning again. I thought I'd just chime in here just to provide just a little additional context in terms of the funding for this program. You covered the federal funding through AmeriCorps, and the wild ride it's been here in 2025. With some interruptions, and then again securing funding for the 25-26 service year. But as a state, we do offer both cash or real funding for the program, as well as in-kind support. And the Ashleys have talked about topic leads and mentors. We have 58, give or take, organizations that serve as host organizations and make contributions to the program, mostly in terms of supporting the member through their time and providing office space and office equipment. The MPCA each fiscal year allocates about $800,000. These are just kind of rounded numbers, but to the program for the 58 members. And our AmeriCorps award is, I think it's about 1.2 or 1.17 million a year. So 58 people in the field working at the community level with a lot of support from you and our colleagues and partners out across the state. Make us one of the, I think, largest sort of environmentally themed AmeriCorps programs, not counting the Conservation Corps style programs across the country. And as we look at other state APAs, there are not as many like us out there. We are actively encouraging our APA Region 5 states. I think not a month goes by that we're not sharing our approach to other states and encouraging them to get their state APA involved. So a great team of 5, as you can see with the 2 Ashleys here. And really, to make this work, we need your involvement. So if you have ideas, even offline, or if you're able to serve as a mentor or as a topic lead, I really think that the program, the 2 Ashleys, their colleagues, they would like to sit down with you and explore some opportunities. So great presentation. Thank you.
All right, Ashley, is it now my time to shine?
You can do your wrap up. I think that would be fine.
Wrap up take 2. So yes, just going to reiterate it again. We are seeking mentors for the 2025-2026 program year. Again, mentors meet with their members once a month and provide insights and guidance on career paths, help navigate challenges, and also offer professional advice and support. We're also, again, seeking those topic leads for energy conservation and green transportation and community readiness and outreach. Our topic leads co-facilitate those monthly virtual topic area calls to hear what members are working on and help troubleshoot those technical challenges. They also plan and execute 4 topic area trainings throughout the year, one being virtual. As always, we are happy to talk more, share kind of more descriptions about any of those opportunities. Please do reach out. And then it sounds like people have some great ideas, but we do recruit our host site organizations in that January to kind of March time period. And so would love help spreading the word about that opportunity during that application period. And again, if you have any thoughts or suggestions on community need, funding, program design, focus, etc., please do not hesitate to reach out. I put our emails in the chat. And then also just a plug, please follow us on social media at MN GreenCorps. We are on Instagram and Facebook, and if you're on LinkedIn, I didn't look this morning, but as of yesterday afternoon, we were at 699 followers. So I'd really love for someone to be our 700th follower on LinkedIn. Thanks. Okay. Any questions? I don't know how much time we have. Did we go over?
Oh, no, you guys you're right on. It's 9:50, so we have 10 minutes. And yeah, if there are any more questions, people can feel free to put them in the chat or raise their hands. But I feel like the Ashley's kind of already took questions and comments, so we could see if there are any others. But yeah, you both made our jobs extremely easy today. So I'm not seeing anything. Usually once I start trying to wrap up, somebody puts something in the chat, but since we had such an interactive kind of question and answer session already, I'm thinking we might be good to wrap up a few minutes early today. So, all right. I'm not saying anything. Yeah, I think we can wrap up early. Thank you to the Ashleys for talking to us this morning. Wonderful presentation. Thank you so much for talking about the GreenCorps program and all the different ways that people can get involved. And we just really appreciate you spending your Thursday mornings with us. And everybody else, enjoy the rest of your day. And we'll see you next time.
Thanks, Ashley. Thanks, Katie. Have a good day, y'all.